Hello everyone, welcome to a form of farming in the Philippines. I'm going to get this tank ready for the fish. Now I don't know if we're going to get any fish up into it today, but should still have the old aeration tube that was in this tank before, and that's what I'm going to hook up. So I'm going to go on a little mission. It might be right down there. Go down there and look. I want to get this ready to go. It wouldn't hurt anything to keep that water aerated anyway, because that's basically the in for the rest of the tanks, and so it wouldn't hurt anything to have oxygenated water flowing from that tank into this one, even if there's no fish in it. We moved just because I threw a fit like a week ago and wanted some cleanup done. All this stuff was moved here, and I don't see the one that was took to a 1/2 inch line. Maybe this is it. No, this is not it. Maybe it was trimmed. I think this may have been it. This one right here. There's obviously not one here that's complete. So I'm going to take this one up for a measure. This one I can hear it's still full of rocks, so it'll be weighted down properly. This one could probably utilize this one, but this is one of the large ones that I had in the largest floating cage. I'm going to take this line up there for a measure, and if this one, well, what I'll probably do is I'll just use this one. I'll come back down with a knife. I don't know, I wish this hadn't just been cut off here, but you know, it is what it is. I'll come back with a knife and cut this free and just use it. So I'm going to take this one up there. As you can see, this is the perfect length. So this is the weighted PVC that was in this tank before. Somehow the line that it's aeration line. The aeration line has been taken off of it. So I'm going to go down and cut that free and reattach it, and go from there. Alright, I've got this aeration line attached along here. I went searching for hose clamps. It seems like we're almost out. I wanted to get 2 smaller ones, but don't really need one on this. If this fits, I mean, it's hard to get this on because I'm taking it all the way up to the round part here, and the OD of the compressor and the ID of that hose are pretty close. So I might have to cut that there. I don't know, I don't think it'll leak. Anyway, I've got it cut to length. It also, the ID and ODs match pretty well here as well. This black hose will stretch. So I'm going to run this garden hose up inside of this black hose and clamp it as well. And set it in the water and see how it works. Alright, I got this hose attached, so I'm going to set this in and fire it up and see if we're back in business here. Well, we would be, but I think I need to add some gravel or something in this end of the pipe, or a piece of form bar. I can't remember if I glued those ends on or not. It might be enough if I just get the air out of it. So I'm going to knock that cap off of there and see what I can do. Alright, well, that pipe was full of water. The cap was, I had glued it on, so I had to saw it off and then go find another cap. I had brought up this piece of form bar to put down in it, because obviously if it's got an air gap, it's not full of rock. But it was full of rock except for about the last 6 inches, and I couldn't get that pipe down in it, that form bar down in the pipe. So for the last 10 minutes or so, I've just been slowly letting the air out, holding it underwater, lifting it up, holding it underwater, lifting it up. So I think I've got it full of water now. At least it'll be neutrally buoyant. So I'm going to plug this in. Which one is it? This one right here. So let's plug this little compressor in and see if it still works. Well, it makes noise. And it obviously is not sealed properly here on the end. Alright, well there it is, but I don't like it. It's like this hose from sitting around. The pores in it, let's say, are plugged up. It's just not putting out the air that I think it should be. I mean, this is what's coming out of a single compressor. I mean, the other 2 compressors are running all these tanks with, like, I don't know, there's 3, 7, I think 11 emitters on those other 2, and this only has the one long one. I'm going to ask Marcel, maybe. It's not that important today. These hoses, this is what I found with these hoses, that they work really, really good for the first month or 2, and then they begin to plug up. The algae gets in them, or something gets in the pores. Where did I cut that? I thought I cut this hose. I can show you exactly what it is. Yeah. This is aeration hose. This is what they use it for. They'll put it in rings and put it in the bottom of ponds. But it's, you can see it's just, it's not smooth. There's all those little micro holes in it. And you can see from the dirt on the outside of this that I think it's just plugged up. So you know what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going into town here pretty quick. I'm going to get a wire brush and see if I can brush the surface of this a little bit and see if it's just the surface. And if it's not, I'm going to have to wait for Marcel to get back, because I thought we had another roll of this laying around somewhere, but there's absolutely no way I'm ever going to find it. So this will be good for now. It works. It's aerating this water. Whether or not it's going to work good enough for 100 fish or not, that's a different story. I mean, it is aerating, and you got to remember this is a deep tank. Those little pumps really, you wouldn't think that it does, but 3 feet down the water pressure begins to increase. And these little pumps are made out to put a lot of air out at very low pressure, as opposed to something like an air compressor that you would air up your tire with, which is made to put out a small amount of air, but with the ability to go up to maybe 200 psi. These, I think the maximum on these is like 3 psi, 4 psi. And once you get down 3 feet into water, it's enough to make a difference. But when I first started using these hoses, they worked really well. They put out a lot of air, even in a 3-foot deep tank. So I'll try to clean this one, see if we can find another one. They're too expensive just to keep buying them. They're 20 bucks for a 45-foot roll. 15 meters, whatever that is, almost 50 foot. I had thought we had more of this around, but I have no idea where it is. They work really well when they're new, but they have a life to them unless I can figure out how to clean them and get them to work more better. But anyway, there it is. It's in place. It's working after a fashion. I need 3 times that much air coming out of it if I'm going to put 150 fish in this tank. And I don't have enough. This emitter that I have in this saltwater tank here, that compressor is designed to handle 6 of these, like that. And I'm using them all already. And they're not available locally, not that size. They have the smaller ones, but that compressor would run 15 or 20 of the little 3-inch ones, and I don't feel like splicing all the lines together to put 20 of those in this tank. So I'll get something figured out, but at least it's a start. I am going to put some fish in this today, just because I want I want them to start crapping in this water and making it good. So we'll keep you apprised. I'll let you know if I figure out a way to get this clean. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.